to that question as we hop right into Grand Finals, where we have Power and Use versus Kyna and Lores. And of course, because this is Grand Finals, we have to say the thing that we always say when it's Grand Finals. You know the thing I'm talking about? Holy moly. Holy moly. But with that said, I'm actually talking about the thing where you have one team on the winner's side, right?
Yes.
And then the other team that's on the elimination side. And so there's a team here that has not lost a set yet today. And so if Kyna, what happened? Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. This is what I was talking about, though. Like, someone has to make you sweat on this Brawlhalla, because before he was moving around the stage too comfortable. Anyway, because Kyna and Lores are on the winner's side of bracket, it means that they have to lose once and then lose again. So they have to lose 6 times, whereas Power and Use only have to lose 3.
Yeah, and that's the benefit of going through from the winner's side. You have that distinct advantage. You have a little bit more wiggle room to work with. You have a little bit more opportunities to kind of not play around with things. You want to take it seriously, but try out new things and be a little bit more unconventional. I wouldn't necessarily say at this point Onyx or Kaya is unconventional, but it's more so the play style. And I gotta say, this is a very different look. Use, we haven't seen this yet, where he's down to his final stock, and Kyna and Lores are looking red, yes, but very comfortable in their first. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about at the very beginning of this set, like making Use scared. And what we had seen before, especially when we had Use versus Nuis and Fiend, was that the protocol there would be that if Use is being pressured a lot, Power would take the brunt of the damage and Use would be there for the follow-ups. That's not working here.
Yeah, and I think the big difference is here, it's a movement thing, right? Like the way the other teams moved were not what I'd call conducive to making Use feel as if he had a reason to be terrified of anyone. Now, if he gets hit by Kyna, he gets hit by Lores, he's like, I might just lose my entire stock. You can tell that there's so much more pressure being added there. And because of that, I mean, look at this lead that they've gotten for themselves. It's been mitigated a little bit, but it could be disastrous in just a moment. Use is already in final stock orange. Like, that stock could be gone in a moment.
Yeah, and the problem is now, look at the movement from Use. He's having a very hard time finding any entry points. He gets one dare every 10 seconds, I would say, or at least it feels like every 10 seconds, and it doesn't have that same impact as it did in the semis or quarterfinals. But we're also game 1 in. We'll have to see if there's any adjustments going forwards. Like you said, things are kind of pendulum swinging a little bit more into the favor of red team, of course, though Use still that outlier out. Needs to preserve this final stock.
Yeah,
pacing has slowed down so much here.
This is a tall order. I mean, this is going to be a double clear. It looks like a lead, but this isn't a lead. Honestly, I say the blue team is still in the lead here, despite the stock count saying otherwise. They just have to sneeze on Use, and this game's going to be a lot easier to put a ribbon on and ship out. And so we'll see how much longer Use can stay alive here. Playing the floor is lava, getting caught by that recovery. That's another recovery, 2v1 opportunity to try to get this juggle. They are chasing. Nice.
There's just nowhere to go in that situation like that for Use. He just barely survived the recovery coming out from Lores, and this reminds me so much of what we had seen in the semifinals, where Use, again, just pretty much a non-factor in the majority of these stocks up until the end. Has to just wait for the right time to strike, not have any punish opportunities. Recovery comes out. Lores now on the Kaya, suddenly deep, bright red on this final stock. If this strat keeps working, this is a big tell for the Grand Finals. It's just a matter of Use playing the greatest evasive game I've ever seen in this game for 2v2s. Has to make it work, and it's just a matter of setting up for maybe a side sig off of that sword.
And you can see Lores is also trying to play the exact same game now in the red, saying, I can't be over there. And you can see Use is like, I'll chase you down now. Lores is like, I need a weapon, please help. No. And that's a side air. It's not enough. They can't get the final blow. The down sig's going to land, and now it's a 2v1. There we go. Recovery comes out, and Lores and Kyna are able to secure that game 1, but it was a very precarious game 1. It felt like they should have been able to have a much easier time closing out that game, but the defense from Use in those final moments proved to be too difficult. Well, part of it was the defense from Use. The other part of it was the aggression from Power. Power was like, I'm just going to come in here and keep swinging, and could not be ignored, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, we did see that big turnaround towards the end there where the game became a lot more even. Very interesting, even though it was a difference of seconds, Power did lose that final stock before use. The evasive game worked out really, really well. But the problem is, again, it felt like even though Power was just going in, fighting these attacks over and over again, he was getting overwhelmed so easily before Loras had to play the same evasive game. And
I'm honestly a little surprised that Power and Use were able to come back to the stage, mainly because I think there's a good chunk of the blue team that likes to find their KOs off the top, right? Like, sure, Kaya down sig on both weapons does send to the side, but neutral sig sends up, spear recovery sends up,
good
recovery on bow sends up as well, and then Onyx, you're looking like similar situations, and so like Use has been able to survive this far mainly because he keeps getting sent up and then not hitting the blast zone.
Power is doing literally everything he can to keep Loras off the stage and just shove out that first stock. And that would have been a really quick one in the beginning, but Loras' survivability makes a big turnaround with the neutral sig, removing Power away. I mean, the sheer patience from Loras there was incredible.
Wow, and that neutral sig wasn't enough to KO Brawlhalla of all characters. That's how high the ceiling is on the stage, and Use is throwing out these down sigs, gets that side air as well, and it's going to be Power and Use getting a bit of a lead here in this game number 2, but I can only imagine. I want to see how long, if Use plays that last stock of the first game right now on this second stock, then they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, but I think with Use having the upper hand of having the most amount of stocks here, it's going to make Power in a lot worse of a spot, because now there's going to be a lot more pressure on him, and he's been the true firepower of this squad.
This is true. This is true, and Power's already in the red here. Use gets sent down to the final, or second stock rather. A little bit later than everyone else, which is good, right? When you're a glass cannon, you get sent here the last. That always feels good. And come out and just let a big signature like that one rip and find the mark and secure the KO. Like, you have to be feeling pretty good if you're Use here. Sending down Loras to his final stock on a character with extremely high defense. We've been seeing Kaya survive to ridiculous amounts all day today, but not when Jala's in the building.
And we saw what happened with game number 1 when Loras was down to that final stock. Played just as evasive as Use like to do. We're not seeing that here. Well, okay, now we're starting to see it. Fishing out for that recovery, sends Power away. Even game, essentially, once again. Big look at Use right now. Sent off stage, forced away from the battle. More of that pressure back on the Power side. Use now, reversing roles. Needs to take the brunt of the damage. Goes for the down sig, unable to find much. Canceled out by a slurry of other attacks immediately.
Yeah, this has been tough. I mean, Use, oh, no downlight coming out from Kyna there. I was going to say, Kyna's been doing such a great job of sneaking up on Use, forcing Use to take damage. And at this point, Use is going to lose this stock. Won't have enough resources to get back. And just like that, the stock count has swung, and the blue team has taken the lead. Almost gets his edge guard as well. Gets the pogo. I think a touch happens there. Kyna's going to come down from below. Doesn't get the touch or the side air, but it's fine because Kyna has another stock. As long as Loras doesn't throw here. And there you go. That's going to be a stock gone. Use is by his lonesome. This is going to be a tough comeback to make.
Oh, we couldn't ask for a better grand finals right now, Flam. We're seeing Use now in a 1v2. Good for the reversals now here. Stuck in the middle between a spear and a cannon. Anywhere you go should be an immediate reaction from either one of these two. And Use, the evasive game in the entirety of top 8 has been so good.
Yeah, using these dash landings to great avail as well. And it's specifically rotating around this side platform to really make it tricky to figure out when he's going to come down. You can see he really wants to stay under it. Gets that side air. One more side air onto Loras, and that's going to be the stock. Kyna has to take point here, and Kyna's going to hit his partner there, and he says, I can't go for the recovery. What if I hit my partner? And so he stops the continuation, but now we have a chance here. Kyna goes on with the aggression. The ground pound comes out after the force dodge, and that's going to be Kyna and Loras up 2-0 now on the winner side of Grand Finals. That means if they win this game, they will be our 2v2 South America Summer Champions.
Absolutely, and you know, we were singing the high praises of Power all through the lower bracket about how much damage output he was having every single game. 277 damage overall in that last matchup. The same prowess that we've been seeing is not working here. We need to see now a fundamental change-up here. Now, we are going to Demon, no floating platforms to work off of anymore. This could be better for the Lance play, but I don't think that's going to be the entire solution.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit tricky, right? Because on Demon Island, you have those tiny sidewalls, which means that the offstage game is going to be all so ever more dangerous. And on top of that, you know, I mean, the ceiling's still kind of annoying, but it won't be as annoying as it was on Fortress of Lions. So hopefully, maybe that makes a difference here. I don't know if that works in favor of Views and Power, but so far they're starting off, I mean, about as even as things can be. You can see Kyna looking for these hits. That's going to be a conversion. No, drops the jump Sayer. That's like a pretty rare drop. Spear players never drop that.
Oh, there it is, though, Lores. A sniffle of anything will remove that first stock. Double axes are out once more. Attempted follow-up with the desync from Power doesn't connect, though. Too much velocity. Gauntlets are out, though, from Kyna. Tries to find the ledge guard there with the end light, but no, not enough just yet. Good to take down Power, though. A great follow-up again. There we go, Kyna. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah, and there we go. Baby lead for the blue team right now, but stock counts matter.
Tiny little steps.
And there goes one. Kyna trying to get some extra damage before saying goodbye. Ooh, nice interrupt. At least works out for Kyna. I don't really think the red team wanted that. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. That recovery is going to go ahead and secure that stock, though. And now we have ourselves a tie game yet again for the third time in this set. But it seems like Power and Use just can't come out on top.
Yeah, it's always at this point that we see a micro adjustment coming out from Lores and Kyna where they just kind of figure out, okay, what does Use and Power want to accomplish here, and how do we destroy that? And a lot of this here is Power finding these side airs, just controlling the entire ground pressure against the blue team to the point where they're having a struggling time landing and finding those ledge guard presence. Lores in the same spot right now, struggling to get back onto the ledge. Needs Kyna to help them out, at least for the coverage. Follow-up there, though, from Power. Good side sig removes Kyna's second stock. Attempted follow-up, though. Gravity cancel, neutral light doesn't find much. Recovery built safety for Power does remove Lores' second stock. Is this the first time in Grand Finals that we see Power and Use have the lead?
It might be, at the very least, with this much going for them. And I think really what it looks like is Use has slowed down, and he's been going for a lot more weapon throws and like pretty much only exclusively end lights on this sword.
Oh, this is good. Good right now. Recovery's out.
Brought it back.
Power's gone, and we're pretty much even again. A little bit of damage applied on the Kyna, but you can definitely reverse that with a really good combo.
And so much damage put onto users trying to get down. That's like half the Brawlhalla stock right there. Need to be careful. Good spot dodge. Gets a Sayer as well. That's almost going to be it for Use. Perfect dodge, but the catch from Lores with the side air. He can't get back. He needs a save. He doesn't line up the neutral air. And that's going to be a 2v1 scenario for Power. He has to bring it back here. And it's a hard order to ask for. We have a lot of damage racked up on Kyna. A lot of damage racked up on Lores. This is very possible for Power to bring this to game 4.
It's all down to Power now. No room on the stage to work with. The side eye's out. Kyna says goodbye, at least for a moment. The Nair is out for Lores to stifle Power.
It's all Grim Downsig time. When are you going to let it rip?
Oh, he's not willing to do it. He doesn't want to be put in a position to be punished just yet. Movement, floating, literally like a butterfly right now. Cannot find a single opportunity for a hit. The setup is there. The double. But no, the side air to confirm it all. Kyna had the setup, but it was Lores to finish it out.
Just
flawless.
Like that. Wow, yeah. And it's going to be Kyna and Lores are the 2v2 summer champions for South America.
I cannot believe it. What a run from them. They didn't really change a lot. They just had the best, I would say, communication, the best way of playing off of each other. And